From short to medium to long, these haircuts and hairstyles are less about trends and more about being wearable and accessible. Hello, hi, how are you? I'm Robin, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. This little world right here is Man from Self. If you like hair product reviews, grooming, skincare, fragrance, and videos like this very one, then chances are, yes, you are going to love it around here. Please do press subscribe right now. Okay, 2022, perhaps a fresh start, perhaps a new wardrobe, and maybe even a new hairstyle or haircut. So in this one, I want to give you some options for different things you can do with your hair. Now, this is less about trends. I have had a look through various trend reports, and they're just not wearable. They're literally runway ready for models with certain types of faces, certain types of bodies, and if you're one of those guys, then hi, you're gorgeous, do whatever you want. But if you're a normal guy like me, then I'm going to give you some options that are, just easier, workable, and also really quite cool. So I've got ones for short hairstyles, I've got ones for mid-length hairstyles, and I've got ones for longer hairstyles. And all the hairstyles you see, I will link in the description below. They're all on manfromself.com. So you can search there depending on the length of hair you have, maybe a type of cut that you want, maybe even Asian hairstyles, Afro hairstyles, and sort of really drill down into what is best for you. And in doing that, you can also get 20% off your first haircut when you use the Treatwell app. Now, I'm very happy to be working with Treatwell. Treatwell is an app that's been around since 2008. It's Europe's largest marketplace for beauty and hair appointments. So when you download the app, I'll give you all the links down below, and you use the code MFH20, it's going to get you 20% off your first booking. I've booked appointments for a haircut. You'll maybe have seen that on my Instagram. I've also had massages on there, but they've just got loads of options. You can see where you live and the closest barber or hairdresser to you. You can also see reviews and ratings, so you can go to the best person for you. But it's such a solid idea. It makes it so easy to do straight from your phone. And they've got up to 20,000 salon partners, but again, you can filter on all of that. But check that out in the description. And when you see one of these hairstyles, you can take your phone along after making your booking. You can show on manfromself.com the cut you want with what your barber should be doing, and you can get it all done right there. Quite literally, the perfect pairing. Okay, so looking at short hairstyles. Now, the main sort of trends, and this is really the only time I'm going to be looking at trends in this, is that stuff is less blunt, stuff is less sharp, the hair is more fluid, it's a lot more sort of romantic, there's more natural texture. So yes, you can still go for a buzz cut, you can still chop it all off, but if you're going to keep a little bit of length on top, just start to work in some texture. There's a couple of examples I've got here. Justin Bieber has got this really cool sort of Caesar cut. It's less of a sharp fade on the sides, but there's more length on top, and then maybe working in something like a powder or a really light cream into the top will help to give all that texture. Tom Daley, another one. I love this cut on him. I think it really does suit him, especially with this sort of heart-shaped face, great jawline, really great cheeks, and everything just frames it right there. Also, if you're looking at sort of maybe Afro cuts, Raheem Sterling, again, that is natural texture on top. Yes, you need to maintain it, but it just looks so great. Again, still quite a tight fade, but more of that natural movement on top. So there are loads of options there. But try, if you want to go with the trends, try and stay clear of this super sharp fade and all this choppy texture or huge hair on the top. Just keep it fluid. Moving into medium length haircuts, again, it's less about the huge over the top quiff, Hello Robin 2014. It's less about the massive pomp, but it's just, again, I'm going to use the word romantic. It's more fluid, it's softer, there's natural texture, there's movement. It looks like you've not done too much with your hair, but you definitely have. Jake Gyllenhaal is, for me, the poster boy of the fantastic medium length haircut. He went from something which was all quite uniform to kind of like a shoulder length, and then has gone with this shorter length style. There's loads of texture on the top, there's loads of movement. This really does hinge on a fantastic haircut. So again, if you go to that directory listing, it will tell you what to ask your barber and then the perfect products. But you're going to want to build in loads of volume, loads of texture with pre-styling, and then just something really light over the top. Another great example, Oliver Cheshire, who's a British model, he always looks fantastic. But this sort of looser, messier hair on the side parting and just swept slightly back. And Harry Styles. I mean, if I could look like him, if I could dress like him, if I could just be him, I'd be pretty happy. But I could at least start with trying to get his hairstyle. Again, loads of movement, it's soft, it's texturized, but it's lived in. You know, there's a lot of product in there to give it this almost greasy, almost grungy look. Again, if we're looking to those sort of Afro styles, again, it is quite lived in. You've got the twists with Jaden Smith. He has gone again from shorter to longer to more grown out, but I think this style really does suit him again. Fade on the sides and then the top with the twists. I am not an expert in Afro hairstyles, I should say that, but on manforhimself.com there are loads of Afro haircuts. There's also specific hairstyles for haircuts and hairstyles for Asian hair. Tends to be a lot more coarse, and for a style to work in there, it really should be slightly shorter or slightly longer so you've got all the weight, but again, they will all be on there. Now, looking at longer lengths, this is moving away from slicking all that hair back into some sort of man bun or a ponytail, and it's just letting it loose and living in it. Jared Leto, hello. His hair is fantastic. He just looks incredible, and there's all this bounce in the hair. It sits beautifully. And Austin Butler, another one, this sort of taking it from a more natural look of Jared Leto to something a little more texturized and beachy with Austin Butler. But again, it still looks natural. Joe Wicks, another one, poster boy for PE in the UK. If you don't know who he is, then again, he will be linked. But it sits so perfectly on the shoulders, but it's not pulled back, it's not slicked, it's not man-bunned, it's letting all that movement. And even with the likes of Jay-Z, you know, looking here with the freeform dreadlocks, with the Congos, you can see, you know, he has gone bigger on the afro before, he's also had it shorter, but this just looks so incredible on him. So, key things for this: less tight, less fades, more natural looking hair, more movement, really kind of leaning into your natural hairstyles, your hair type. Curly hair, go with it. Straight hair, go with it, but just use a sort of pre-styler to add loads and loads of texture, and then go on to slightly softer products for the styling. But there you go. Again, all will be linked down below. Also check out Treatwell, really easy to download. Get onto there, MFH20, for your first booking will get you 20% off. But thank you again for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, you've still not pressed subscribe, then hey, come on, please do press subscribe right now. The button is just down there. There's also more video suggestions there. A link to manforhimself.com for the hairstyle directory there, and more video suggestions up there. Until my next new video, bye-bye.